Yo guys, what is going on? Insanity coming back at you today. First of all, I just wanted to go ahead and say this is going to be for all of you out there that have been begging for more Dark Zone content. It's about time that we finally have a reason to try and clear landmarks, because there's nothing worse than trying to go to a landmark, finding something there, and going, you know what? I'm going to leave that one last person there because I don't care. I already got the boss's loot. Well, what if we found a way to try and make it so that that was no longer a problem, and every time you go to a landmark that's purple, you're pretty much guaranteed loot. Yeah, it's gonna happen. Alright guys, many of you already know that yes, we are officially getting that Dark Zone expansion that so many of us have been waiting for. Dark Zones 7, 8, and 9 going into DZ North. You do access it straight from Dark Zone 6. There's no checkpoint, there's nothing crazy you have to go through to try and make your way there. Yes, they will have checkpoints on the outside so you can access different things such as a vendor, leaderboards, and of course a resupply, which is always important because finding stuff in the Dark Zone sometimes can be a pain if enemies aren't dropping stuff. But before we get into any of that, let's talk a bit about this really awesome, amazing new feature, Multi-Wave Landmarks in the Dark Zone. Now, how many of you out there, I said it at the beginning of this video, are sick and tired of people just taking down the boss, getting the loot, running out of a landmark, and leaving everything behind so it doesn't respawn? Yeah, just about everybody. So with that being said, the guys at Massive and Redstorm have put this new feature into the Dark Zone where it's going to be wave after wave after wave of enemies inside of a landmark. So how does this work exactly? I did this a few times when I was playing in DZ North. I made my way into one of these new landmarks called the Opera House. I went in, it was a 2-story facility, it was huge. You saw it in the Last Stand teaser. It looks like Carnegie Hall, but it's not. It's just called the Opera House. That's the name of it. And it's actually really interesting because I took on a wave of cleaners on the bottom floor, and on the top there was a couple of Rikers, I believe it was. No, it was LMB. It was LMB on the top floor. So I took out the cleaners, took out the boss, went upstairs, took out the LMB, took down that boss, and next thing you know, you hear, warning, hostiles incoming, like you're playing Underground and or HVTs, and there's another wave of enemies coming their way, and it keeps happening. I think it did it about 5 times for me. By the time it was over, I had an entire extraction bag full of loot ready to go. So this is definitely incentive for players to not only go to landmarks more often to try and find some really good loot, but it's a great way to farm for gear, to try and sell stuff if there's stuff you don't need or don't want, to get some easy credits, which is absolutely awesome. This is something that a lot of people are going to eat up and love and enjoy, especially in DZ North with all these new indoor places that offer some really unique and different gameplay that's unlike anything you've ever seen in the Dark Zone before. It is so freaking awesome. Anyways, guys, are you excited for this new feature? I wish there was some gameplay of it that I could show you guys, but we don't have anything yet. The PTS isn't live. Don't worry, as soon as it is, you're going to see all this stuff for the very first time, and it is absolutely awesome. Like if you haven't, sub if you're new, and be sure to go ahead and sign off in the comments down below what you think of this really unique feature, because it's really going to bring in a lot of PvE players that want to farm loot into the Dark Zone. I'll catch you in the next one, guys. Peace.